Welcome to Tech Talk, a podcast where we highlight the amazing things being done by amazing students and staff at Fox Tech High School. I'm your student co-host, Elijah Maestas.
I just all of a sudden started coughing. That's a great way to open the show. I am your faculty host, and on the struggle bus today, Kellen Morgan. So glad to be with you. We're up here at the school, and I'm not on the struggle bus yet, but we're about to be on the bus. We're super excited for today. I'm all over the place, but we're pumped because we're going to go on a senior parade here in a little bit. And I can say this because when this podcast actually comes out, it will have already happened because it's supposed to be a surprise. But we're about to go on the senior parade, and I'm super pumped. I'm up here at school right now. I got my mask, but we're going to get to actually go see seniors, and we're going to take the party to their house. Which is super exciting to get to go see them and celebrate them. And I'm going to try to record some of them here later, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So the show is going on the road later, so stay tuned. It's exciting. It's going to be going on the road. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have lots of excitement. Another thing that's exciting is you guys got out and voted and overwhelmingly have picked a winner, the winner of the Tech Talk Art Contest. We have the winner today. So drum roll. And our sound effects are getting much better each week. So after that amazing drum roll, the winner of the art contest, congratulations, is the Buffalo rocking the mic. The Buffalo in front of the mic with downtown on it. And that wonderful piece of art was created by Junior at Fox Tech, Ileana Apolinar. So congratulations to her.
Yes, congratulations. Great job.
Awesome job, Ileana. So proud of you because like me and Elijah said multiple times last week, we are not artists where we could draw that kind of stuff. So congrats to y'all.
Not at all.
We will have that logo when we start up next season, which is super exciting. So when you go and find this podcast on Apple Podcasts, on Stitcher, on Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast from, that logo will be on there, which is so cool. So super excited there. Awesome show coming up. But before we get to all that and the awesome show that's coming our way, Elijah, help us out. What is your show of the week? Now, you continue to amaze me with the amount of people who respond to your survey here. You had 4 responses this week from 4 students at Fox Tech. Do you have one of their shows that you really want to dive into? Or are you taking us somewhere else? Go ahead, Elijah. Drop on us. What is the show of the week?
Right. So for this show of the week, unfortunately, I'm not going to dive into any of the shows that were suggested or commented. But thank you so much for your submissions. We had Clemente, Elise, Nautica, and Clinique Romero all submit submissions. And shout out to y'all for giving me some shows to watch over this kind of period of break that we're going to be having. And so be sure to, listen out for those shows next season. But this week's show of the week, I decided to throw it back and go old school with the show that I grew up with watching on Disney as a kid. And the show of the week is going to have to be Wizards of Waverly Place. So Wizards of Waverly Place is just iconic. Everyone who attends Fox Tech should know what the show is. And if you've never watched it, then you've never lived. It was definitely one of my favorite shows growing up as a kid. And even today, I was watching it before we started recording, and I'm watching it on Disney Plus. It's amazing. And I'm like remembering all of these episodes. And that was my childhood. It was iconic. And so for those of you who don't know, even though you should, what this show is, it's basically about this teenage girl, Alex Russo, and her brothers, Justin and Max, who come from a long line of wizards, and they must master their newly learned powers or lose them forever. They have their dad, Jerry, who gave up his powers when they were married to their mortal mom. And their family business is the iconic Waverly substation in busy Manhattan, New York. And so these 3 young wizards have to get into all sorts of easy situations as they grow up, facing teen challenges like school, friends, family, and magic. But again, this week's show of the week is going to have to go to Wizards of Waverly Place. probably one of my favorite shows of all time, that's what's going to have to go.
That is awesome. You have made it 6 for 6 on shows that I've never seen a single episode of. We did it. We completed the round, but that sounds amazing. It also sort of reminds me of a movie we've been binge watching at the Morgan household with Onward, where like they go on this amazing magical journey, which
yes, I definitely saw Onward with my little sister on Disney Plus, and I thought that was great. It kind of relates, but I'm so surprised that you haven't seen or like watched an episode of Wizards of Waverly Place, because I mean that I think it came out probably like 2007, and again was like trending. That's what I was like watching forever.
So somehow my senior year in college, I missed the trending Disney shows. I don't know how. I don't know how that happened. But there. So but that is
and
show of the week.
I think that generation of Disney shows remains elite.
I would agree, because I'm not a huge fan of what Disney is currently putting out. I hope I don't alienate our listeners there if they're big fans of current Disney. But
yeah, no, I definitely think that Wizards of Waverly Place, the Good Luck Charlies, the Hannah Montanas, that whole generation was like probably the prime of what Disney was.
I'm good with that. I will agree. And that is exciting. That moves us into here in a few minutes. I'm going to be loading a bus, and we're going to be going on the senior parade. Elijah, I wish I could just pick you up right out of the video screen and just take you with us. But this will be fun. You'll have to listen to the podcast to hear the next little part there as we go around and interview seniors and talk to them as we go on this parade. So, but that's going to be we're going to go on break now, as we normally do, for a really long. This is going to be a nice long break that will lapse all of like 1 second in podcast world. So when we come back after this short break, senior parade, memories from our seniors. This is going to be super exciting. So stay tuned. All right. So now we are going to get into middle part of the podcast, part I'm super excited about. We got to go around and visit all of our seniors and drop off signs at their houses. And if we missed you, we are so sorry. Those were a great time that we got to have together. But here, I'm going to piece together some recordings that I got to do. Now, ask for forgiveness for the quality. Don't get super, mad and turn off the podcast, because we're recording this on a bus while 6 feet away from each other with a mic. And so it's the quality's a little crazy. You get a lot of bus noise, you get a lot of background noise. But what I did is I asked one question to all of our seniors that we were able to pick up and put on the bus for a while. And that was, what is your favorite memory from Fox Tech? So this first one I'm going to play is from Arturo Miranda, and this is his favorite memory from Fox Tech.
My favorite memory from Fox Tech is probably always seeing like my friends in the halls, and we would always just goof around in like every class, world history, stats, calculus. It was always a great time, but we still always like learned a lot, I think. But I had a great time at high school. It's the best 4 years that I ever spent in my life.
And I love that part, because it's just the everyday stuff, the memories. I mean, like, that's not some big landmark activity. That's just the everyday stuff that we take for granted sometimes. Probably less now that we're in our current crisis. This next memory comes from another senior. Well, all of them are seniors. I'm going to stop saying senior. This next one comes from Elizabeth Esparza. And here's what Elizabeth said when asked, what's your favorite memory from your last 4 years at Fox Tech?
Favorite memory has to be when my boyfriend surprised me with like a promposal, and he got all of my friends to be in it. They got in a long line. They were each holding like a note that said something he liked about me, and then I got down the line, and then eventually it was him, and then it was a big mariachi, and they performed a song, and he had a poster, and then that just like topped everything for me.
All right, so I love Elizabeth's memory and bringing back so many memories of promposals, and the hurt that we didn't get to do that this year with so much prom stuff, but how special those are for so many people. And so this next one is Gabriel Muñiz, and this is his memory from the last 4 years.
It's actually a hard decision. I can either go between a swim meet regional or a regional meet for academic my junior year. Both are pretty, I guess, important to me. Swim, I started to love swim my senior year. I started taking it serious, so at the end I started to love it. But then regional, academic decathlon, I was captain and I loved it so much, helping my team. So I choose between those two.
I just love that. Shout outs for our ACTEC team, shout outs for our swim team, and how many memories were made during each one of those. And so here, this next one is Kristi Jimenez' favorite memory from the past 4 years.
Okay, so my favorite memory would definitely be our latest homecoming this year, just because it included students from all 3 campuses, and I really got to see a lot of just coming together between everyone. Everyone was singing the same songs and they were jamming to the same thing, and it was very exciting, and there was just a lot of good energy, and I feel like that's the first step into uniting our campus, and that was really the point of having an all-inclusive homecoming like that, was just to get everybody together. So I definitely say that seeing all of the excitement and the energy and the jumping around during that dance, that was definitely my favorite memory.
And I just love that memory from Kristi, this idea that Fox Tech is this melding pot and this place where we're coming together with so many, just different people at Fox Tech, but then so many different people with our different schools, with sharing the campus with ALA and with CAST, and that she is remembering that as such a positive thing where those are starting to come together. And I hope, as people are listening to this in the future, is that just continues, that it continues to be a tighter knit group and a family across all the campuses that share space there at Fox Tech. And so this next memory comes from Nicholas Fabula, and here we go.
So my favorite memory would have to be at Night at Old Tech when me and the other swimmers would just be making our fried Oreos. I'd be yelling at them to get out of my way, basically, and, well, it seemed aggressive, but honestly, we all had a blast.
Oh, I love that. And I miss the fried Oreos. I'd sit there at Night and Old Tech. I could eat so many, but I couldn't because they'd always run out. Swim team just has the best there with the fried Oreos. And our last memory comes from Tuesdays of...
My favorite memory was when the Night at Old Tech's, when we were set up and then we'll all come together to see the mariachis play. And also fundraising with our senior class and doing school events. That's pretty fun. So I would suggest people to go to more school events because they're memorable. So yeah.
And I love that Tuesday goes ahead and throws in some advice there at the end of her memory, and it's some advice that you're going to hear echoed as we go into this next segment. But those memories of those large things, and that's one of the things I would just echo from all of our seniors there, is if you're not engaging, if you're not coming, if you're not going to these things, you're going to miss out on memories. And I hope that maybe through this time we would cherish those opportunities to get together, to spend time with one another, to create memories through all of this as we're coming out of this crisis next year and in the years to come, that we would continue to cherish those times where we get to come together and make memories. And so that leads us into, those are the memories from the bus, from the senior parade, which was a blast, and it was so amazing to see so many faces and so many people. But one of the things that's a normal part of our segment, which is advice, I have given it over to those same seniors. So our seniors that were on the bus, I'm going to let them give some advice, because I feel like that's one of the things that happens naturally this time of year at the end of a school year, is seniors are able to pass on wisdom to those underclassmen and try to share what they've learned with the group that's coming behind them to try to leave a legacy and leave a place better than when they found it. And so here, I'm going to give up my advice segment, and we're just going to go back through and listen to some advice, kind of bouncing off of what Tuesday just said with go out there, get to Night and Old Tech, be in those places. And I'm going to let our seniors now give that advice. What's their advice for the underclassmen as they leave here, the class of 2020? So we're going to start back, and we're going to go in reverse order of what I just went. And so the first one, advice from Nicholas Fabula.
So, first things first, make sure you get your work done, honestly. Senior year is pretty fun, and you can spend a lot of time basically doing nothing if you make sure you get your stuff done as soon as it's given out.
I love Nick's advice there. I think it's hilarious. I hope you don't take away from it, you can do nothing your senior year, because you're missing what he's really saying there, which is if you work hard early, and you get stuff done quickly, and you work early even in your high school career, freshman, sophomore, junior year, your senior year is a breeze. And the flip side of that's also unfortunately true. If you push everything off towards the end, your senior year is going to be really stressful. And so I love that advice. Work early and you can avoid that stress. This next piece of advice comes from Kristi Jimenez. And
Okay, so advice that I would give to any underclassmen is go to any events that you can, like anything and everything, like mariachi concerts, night at Old Tech, go to basketball games, go see all your friends perform. Like all of that stuff is so important, and if you don't, you're gonna regret it. Like because once you get out of high school and once you start moving up and you see like your friends that are in classes above you, like you're gonna miss them and you're gonna wish that you were there to cheer them on during their games and their performances and stuff. So definitely take advantage of that while you can.
Great advice from Kristi. Just get out and support as many people as possible. If you have nothing to do with dance, who cares? You probably got a friend somewhere that's in dance. Go support them. I mean, just for all of the concerts and things, there's just so many ways that we can support each other and show that support by just showing up to stuff, which is just great advice, Kristi. All right, now for our next senior, advice from Gabriel Muniz.
Honestly, the advice I would give underclassmen would be try to be friends with everyone. In that case, like just don't like do other people wrong. I think I found it as a personal thing. I love talking to people and interacting with other people because some people know other stuff and they just basically help you become a better person.
Great advice from Gabe, just to continue to invest and be kind. Show a kindness to everybody and get to spend that time around other people because you'll learn stuff from people who are different than you and people who see different things than you. And that's just it's one of the great things about school in general. And where these seniors are going to off in college, I think, is even more of that, where you get to go around and be with people and meet new people and see new points of view. And it just makes you so much better if you will go and just invest in those. And that's the thing I would say with all this advice to the seniors that are here. Take your own advice when you go to college. Continue to show up for events. Be kind to people. Learn from each other. There's just so much good stuff. And work early. Get your stuff done early, and it can be pretty easy and a lot of fun. So next advice from Elizabeth Esparza.
So if I could give the underclassmen any advice, it would probably be to take advantage of the resources around them. And just know that there's a lot of people that support you. I mean, obviously, I'm like sitting in a bus for myself in the middle of a surprise. So realize that the people around you care so much about you, your teachers, the counselor, they're always going to be there for you, and appreciate it because it's not going to be forever, but you're going to love it while it lasts.
That advice means a lot to me. Coming from Elizabeth, it's just so great to see, and hopefully you all can feel that we're here for you from a faculty staff perspective. We're here for you, and I would love to say that everywhere you go in life, you're going to have people that are supervisors and things like that that care about you and want what's best for you, but sometimes you won't. And so I hope that you feel here at Fox Tech that all of us care about you, want you to do the best you can, and are looking out for you. Next piece of advice from Eduardo Ramos.
Advice I would give to underclassmen is, of course, everyone's going to tell you to like work and do your stuff at school. But one advice I would say is probably enjoy your time at school, have some fun too. At the same time, have a balance between both of them. Because at the end, you're not going to remember the work you're going to be doing, but more the actual fun stuff you did at school.
And that's our valedictorian, Eduardo Ramos. And he puts in so many hours, and I'm so proud of him for all the work he's done. But I love what he says there. When it comes down to it, you're probably not going to remember some of the work. Get that work done. Like I said, that's coming from our valedictorian. He obviously did a lot of work. But the stuff that he's going to cherish and remember is the fun stuff that he had with friends and the experiences he had throughout high school. Way more than some math problem that he solved, as much as that hurts me to say it. I know it's true because that's the same that I remember from my high school. And our last piece of advice coming from Arturo.
All right. Advice for underclassmen is just make the most of this time, because I know it doesn't seem like it now, and you probably heard this and it sounds so cliche, but I'm going to say it again, that this really does go by way faster than you think. Like, I can still like see yesterday and see that I was still like a little scared freshman. I didn't know what I was doing, and now I don't know if I'm ready to say goodbye, but you know, time doesn't stop, and you just gotta move on with your life and make the best of the time that you have now.
And I think you all can see why I turned the advice segment this week over to our seniors, because they have incredible wisdom. And seniors, I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of the wisdom you've gained in the 4 years you've been at Fox Tech. I wish, and if you would like to send in your own pieces of wisdom, I'll take them from every single senior at Fox Tech. I wish I could go through and interview every single person. I wasn't able to get everyone on the bus. And so if you're a senior and you're out there listening to this and you're like, you know what, I've got 30 seconds of wisdom I'd love to give to Coach Morgan too, record it, send it to me, email it to me, kmorgan1@sasd.net. I would absolutely love it, because I would love to continue to share these with our underclassmen, with our students that are coming in year after year, because you guys are what make Fox Tech amazing, and you are the wisdom that we're going to miss next year, and that we will miss seeing walking around the halls and having the interactions with, and appreciate all of you just so much. So thank you for that wisdom. Thank you for that advice. I hope that you have enjoyed it, and that if you are listening to this, that you found one thing that you can take away and say, next year, that's something I'm going to do. Whether you're a freshman, whether you're a senior, that's something that I'm going to take hold of and I'm going to do in the future. So that's the advice. Now, after this break, we're closing it out. All right, and that brings us to the end of our advice from seniors, which is super exciting to me. And if audio quality wasn't great, hopefully you're able to get some from them of just the wisdom being passed on from our seniors that they've gained over their 4 years here at Fox Tech, and how awesome it was to be able to go and see them and talk to them and get that advice from them was just, I loved it. It was a great experience for me. So hopefully getting to hear some of that, and hopefully you're able to take something from it. I'm sure, I guarantee it's better advice than you normally get during the quarantine advice from Morgan. So there you go. It can't be much worse. So that brings us to the end of the advice, which really brings us here, Elijah, to the end of our show, which brings us to the end of season 1.
Right. Yeah. This is crazy because we're wrapping up the year, and as everyone knows, we're finishing finals or finishing up any last assignments that you guys have. And so it's crazy that this is going to be our last episode, but hopefully when we return for season 2, we're going to be back in person. We're going to have some quality content with some quality people. We'll be able to interact with you guys in person. We're hoping to bring some live recording sessions that you guys can come and join. And hopefully we'll be back to more of a normal way of life, because this podcast really kind of took root in this chaos of a mess that we're going through. And thankfully, we're Buffaloes. We are resilient, and we made something beautiful out of it. And I'm so excited to continue for season 2. And again, I just want to give a big shout out to our seniors, the class of 2020, because this is definitely something that was unheard of throughout the world. But we are so excited to be coming back for season 2. We hope you guys have a wonderful summer break. Make the most out of it. Stay positive, whether you're going to be working or at home. Do something that you love. Find a passion project, and we'll be back with another season.
We will. You Buffaloes are great. Stay awesome, and we will see you soon.